and welcome to another episode of Fahrenheit TV. It's 2017, a new year, and we have full of topics and entertainment and sizzling, things to continue to uplift your soul. Today, we have a great guest in the house. We are honoring an organization that has continued to inspire, motivate, and educate our youth in Boston. That's right, Bigger Than My Block is in the house tonight, and we're going to learn about their mission and their future goals right here on Fahrenheit TV. Tune in. Fahrenheit TV. Hi everyone, thank you so much again for tuning in to another episode of Fahrenheit TV. We're so excited to see you for season 2 in the new year, and today, guys, we are really honoring an organization that is really doing a lot in our Boston community, especially with our youth, building, motivating, educating, really giving them the resources they need to be young leaders in this world. And today, we have one of the ambassadors with us today, which I'm so excited to have on our show. Welcome to our show, Adebukola. Adebukola. Go ahead.
It's Adebukola.
Adebukola.
Yes.
She has such a beautiful name that I'm so sorry I messed it up,
So
but
fun.
it's really beautiful, and I'm gonna make sure I have it, on key for the show. But welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course. And I'm just really excited about all the work you've been doing. You wear many hats. I mean, you are part of so many organizations in Boston. You are traveling. You really are the embodiment of Black Girl Magic. So thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
No, awesome. So I love your shirt, be big, be brave, be bold. And I was thinking about a quote, this month we honored Martin Luther King and his legacy and everything he was doing. And, since we're talking about education and Bigger Than My Block, I wanted to read a quote to you, because I feel like it kind of flows in with Bigger Than My Block. And Martin Luther King said, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education." So when I think about Bigger Than My Block and everything that you guys do for the youth and, for college students and beyond, I really feel that you guys make sure that it's about their character, their intellect, everything, building them to be strong leaders. So can you tell me a little bit about Bigger Than My Block and exactly how you got involved?
Absolutely. So Bigger Than My Block launched in 2015 to the community, but obviously it's an organization that's been in the works probably for the past 10 years.
Awesome.
It's something that our community needed. Our main goal is to double the college graduation rate by the year 2020. And Bigger Than My Block, again, was created out of this need that we need our young people to go to college, right? Not just to go to college, but also to complete it.
Yeah.
Because that's how you build wealth in our community, specifically in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan. So what we do, what we have done is we created a website called www.btnb.org, so everybody should go check that out.
Yes.
And it's basically a website that houses college reviews from people in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan. Have you ever went to
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
So people directly in your neighborhood that in college right now that's telling you how's it going, their true experiences. It's awesome.
Yeah, people that are in college and people who have graduated from college.
Oh, great.
So there are so many successful people that have graduated from college in our city who are from our city.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was never any really real place where students can actually find that information.
No, that's
You know how
true.
you were going to college and then you were looking online for college reviews?
Yeah.
I mean, the statistics tell us that the vast majority of people who fill those out are, number one, white, and number two, don't live in your community. So how can you
relate with that, and how can you see yourself in your shoes? And another thing too, when they give you those brochures, it's not like that brochure speaks to you directly,
Exactly.
like it's about you. So.
And the vast majority of those things are lies. But either way, we won't get into that. We won't get into that. But if this is a good opportunity for young people to see people from their community who look like them, who talk like them, who act like them, who look like, just all the aspects of what it means to be a Bostonian, a Black Bostonian at that, and a person of color, and be able to take that information and say, okay, if she, says this is what it is, then maybe, and it's also an opportunity for them to think critically. So it's not everything on our every college review on our website that's 100% right. We also back up our college reviews with US data, and we grade every school with 3 colors, red being, obviously don't go there, green meaning they're good, and then yellow meaning they're kind of medium.
Is that like with the colors, is it about just like the classes you're taking, or like, how you would feel being a person of color color there? Like, how do you guys rate that by the color situation?
It's a mixture of data. So it's about finance. It's about the social aspect of the school, which most college reviews don't really have the aspect about. It's always about the academics and stuff like that. But students also need to be socially prepared for college. Yeah. Right? You're going to this new world and this new little hub.
And it's really interesting because even when I was in college, like I don't think they really got me prepared, like, because like growing up in Boston, I was used to diversity. But as soon as I went to school, I was like, oh, now I'm the only black kid in class. Like I never knew how that felt. Like, dealing with like different levels of education. Like people might be more advanced than me. So I'm really happy that you guys have people from the neighborhood who you necessarily might even think went to college. Because you know how people put us in a box already. Absolutely. So that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got involved with Bigger Than My Block. Really a few years ago, because Bigger Than My Block is housed by the Lewis Family Foundation, so they fund Bigger Than My Block, and the Lewis Family Foundation has an organization called the Youth Advisory Council. So we advise the Lewis Family Foundation on different projects they should have, what they can do to help the community. So their main goal of our YAC actually is to double the college graduation rate by the year 2020, and we did that by creating Bigger Than My Block, right? Bigger Than My Block is a brand. It's catchy, it's trendy. We have the gear, the exclusive gear that we have.
It's a school. Look, that's like super fierce. Like everyone gotta get one. I want one.
Don't worry, we got you. But yeah, it was created out of the need for that, and I joined as a young leader working for the Lewis Family Foundation in various different ways, and then I was brought on board with the YAC a couple of years ago. It's my second year here, and helped Bigger Than My Block launch via social media, making sure that our website was getting traffic, people were filling out reviews. So a lot of our goals really are around getting reviews for the website from people, and again, from people who live, born, raised in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, really representing for us.
And why do you think that's so important, like especially to get those reviews from those college kids within our neighborhoods and stuff?
The college kids and the people that graduated, right? I think it's so important because again, you're going, the vast majority of our students are going to PWIs. That's not a, that's not a myth. Like the vast majority of students are going to predominantly white institutions. Why? Because HBCUs and historically black colleges and universities have endowments that are like 0 to 1, like literally no endowments. So it's really, really hard to get
like financial aid and all that that's needed to go to college.
So we know for a fact that a vast majority of students who are going to college are going to PWIs, and they need the guidance and assistance. They need that hub of people that they can reach out to, that they feel that they're connected with, because when we say culture shock, people are like, I'm not going to be shocked, it's whatever, but
culture shock.
It's a culture shock.
It's big culture shock.
Yes.
Yeah, from even your experience, did you feel like you got culture shock when you went to college?
Girl, we're going to talk about that. We sure are. And it was a culture shock, and I learned a lot from it, but my experience was quite different from others. But yeah, absolutely. Like just even on the first day, I'm just like, yo, there's nobody here that.
Yeah, like where do you go?
Like, where am I? You know what I mean?
I was in Amherst, and I was like, I really am a city girl. Like this is really, really different for me.
Right. Yeah. And I went to school right here in Boston, and it's just like it's a whole different world. I mean, there are people on campus who are like, what's Roxbury? And I'm like, you've got to be.
You really? It's like right there though.
It's like. 2-minute walk from here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just always so peculiar to be with people who have no idea what it means.
About our city and stuff.
Exactly, and about our struggles and about us in general, about black folks. That's just
true.
The truth. You know what I'm saying?
Real, that's true.
I'm going to say it. I'm a truth teller. So it was always difficult on that end, but I mean, there's always other systematic things that we could talk about too. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and I noticed too on your website that it's not only just like, college reviews from people who have graduated and that are in school, but you also feature people, like entrepreneurs, like you had I Am Creole on there recently and stuff. So why do you also include that? Is that all a way to like empower people to be like, you could make it and do other great things too?
Absolutely, and I think in this day and age, especially as a millennial, we have the Generation Z coming up. It's not like any other generation. You can't just do one thing, right? No. You can't just be a teacher for 20 years. You can't just be a doctor. Like there's so many different things that you have to do now.
You have to do,
that you have to fulfill.
Keep up.
Exactly, to keep up with the times and to be successful in this world. You know what I mean? So we're not just about education, because of course we're teaching young people and we're encouraging young people, we're empowering them to go to college and finish, but we understand that that's not the end of the work.
Yeah.
Like, you still have to build a brand, you still have to make more money, you still have to build wealth by creating businesses.
And that's a lot to juggle all at the same time. So it's like you really do need like a center, like a place that could, you know, help you get there, or like, you know, tell you, okay, don't feel overwhelmed, don't feel, you know, we have your back. Like, there's gonna be people to help you out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we have on our website, it doesn't just feature the college reviews, it's not the only thing. We have testimonials, we have a calendar of events, and again, we feature different people in the community, even in our social media, which you can find Bigger Than My Blog on Instagram, BTMB Movement on Twitter.
Yeah, you guys
can
always
also
keep
find
it
us on
updated
Facebook.
and everything, which is
Absolutely,
awesome.
absolutely, and it's all about the community, you know.
Yeah.
So we find, because this generation, so I'm a social media marketer.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I do. And I'm also, you know, taking courses. I'm actually about to go to grad school, hopefully.
Oh, congratulations! You're gonna get there.
Yes,
You're gonna get there.
I sure am.
Yeah.
I have to. In strategic communications, because one thing I'm learning through my studies is that this generation needs to be marketed to.
Yeah,
right?
they do.
Like,
They do.
I love my one of the brand ambassadors for Bigger Than My Blog. Her name's Renee Omalade.
Yeah.
And she always says is like, we're competing against Coca-Cola. We're competing against
No, but
Pepsi.
that's true, because, you know, they could do like some flashy commercials, like, oh,
Exactly.
do this, buy this, but, you know, that's not necessarily going to be helping them for their futures and stuff. So, yeah, that's awesome that you're like thinking about what can we do, what other strategies we could get to these youth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, we have to be marketed to. Our young people have to be marketed to. So this is where, you know, the colorfulness and the T-shirts and, you know, inserting ourselves in certain spaces kind of came from, because we have to market this to people. We have to show people that we're out here in the community.
Yeah.
So that's really what Bigger Than My Blog is all about.
That's awesome. And I really love just the name, because even when you go to the website, like if you watch the intro video, you guys really explain what Bigger Than My Block is, because people could be like, oh, what do you mean? Like, are you bougie? Like, you're bigger than this block? But you guys make it seem like, no, it's not that. It's like, you know, like you, whatever people labels they put on you, you're bigger than that. You definitely could excel. So I really love that you guys do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, Bigger Than My Block is a mantra. It's a statement of power, right? It's definitely not a statement to put anybody down, but that's the mentality that we want everyone to have. That, yeah, you're bigger than your block.
Yeah,
right? But that
and be
also
proud.
comes into something that we also always discuss as brand ambassadors of Bigger Than My Block is we want people to be bigger than their block, but we don't want them to think that they're better than their block, right?
Yeah.
So it's not about, you know how people have that mentality, I'm leaving the hood, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
It's like, actually,
No,
you
come
gonna
back,
leave-
make it stronger, build it up.
Buy some property.
Yeah,
And gentrifying us. So leave the hood, but then go buy some property
that's
when
real
you make
though.
it.
They are gentrifying us, housing and all that, which is real. So I'm glad that you guys are saying that, because
Absolutely.
it needs to be said. And again, like you said, most people leave and don't come back. Yeah, so that's awesome. So how do you get involved? Like, how does one get involved with Bigger Than My Block? Like, is it easy for like any person, like you have to be going to college to apply, or how does that work?
So Bigger Than My Block, right, it's somewhat of a physical and virtual community. So we do have school visits. We insert ourselves in all the BPS schools, and we'll have events, and we'll get a whole bunch of students signed up. But we also have ambassadors who will go around the city and find and collect these college reviews. So the best way to get involved is to just sign up for our website, www.btmb.org. Again, www.btmb.org. Sign up for the website, register, and write a college review. And if you're not in college, just look at the reviews and make a good decision. Like me and some of our ambassadors, again, we go to BPS schools, especially towards the time of decision day, right, for students.
Could be really, like a lot of anxiety. It could be a lot of stress going on. You don't know what to do, especially if you're first generation. Like I was a first generation. I was like, oh, this is kind of overwhelming. Yeah.
So, we definitely want to get younger folks, right, like the 8th graders and the 9th graders. But for those of us who are making those decisions, we try to get ourselves in a room with them and say, listen, this is a website that we created. It's backed up by US data. It's for people in your community. Let's sit down and choose a school. And literally, we've had students say, I'm going to Fisher College, and we're like, no, don't do that. They're a predatory school. Again, we're the truth tellers. So we're out here in the community telling people like, yo, this school is not good to go to. They're a predatory school. They're there to take your money. They're gonna accept you with a 1.0 GPA, but you're not even prepared for college. So then you could take money, and then guess what? You'll drop out, and now you have
loans and stuff. And I like that you guys keep it real, because sometimes, although we want to trust all our teachers, we know not all the teachers have our backs necessarily. So it's good that you guys are keeping it real. Like, look at all the other alternatives and stuff. Which is awesome. So we're gonna take a short break, and then after the break, we're gonna learn a little bit more about Bigger Than My Block, what you guys are doing in the community, and more after this.
The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, that can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for still tuning in. We're still talking with Bigger Than My Block and learning about this amazing Boston organization. Let's continue to talk about with your mission and everything that you guys are doing. So I was just wondering, like, how do you think we could be strong leaders in our community, like in Boston and beyond? Because I recently watched a documentary that you were in, Seeing Color, and I really love that you talked about like how people, it's really effective when people get involved in their communities, and you know, like we were just saying earlier, like when you graduate, come back to your city, come back to your neighborhood, build it up, you know, buy property, whatever you can. So how can we be strong leaders in your opinion in our city?
You know, a lot of people always ask me this, and they always look for some schmancy, you know, answer, and it's really simple, right? It's each one teach one.
Yeah.
You find someone that you can impact, and you do it with that one person. When I was younger, I learned about this thing. I totally forgot what it's called. It's called microeconomics, right? And it's like, I learned about how you can make an impact economically by doing little stuff. Oh, no, it's not it's microloans.
Microloans,
So when I was little, there's this website where you can give someone like $5 in a country, like what they would call third world country. And they would give you the money back at some point, right? So it's like, I didn't need to give this person $100.
Yeah, something small.
It's just something small. And if a lot of people gave that one person something small, they would have enough money to build their business. So it's the same thing, like, take
I love
someone,
that.
right?
Because everyone's involved in that too. I mean, like when we go to these stores and stuff, it's us that is building their brand, building their community. So I love that.
Just take one person, make an impact, and it can be a small, subtle impact, and continue to do that, and have that one. It's almost like a chain reaction. You have that one person.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect. Yeah, it keeps going and going and going.
Right.
And and it's good because then you put your pride down. You know that's a community thing. It's not like only me. I'm out here. I'm just gonna do my thing. So I love that you're really making sure that it's a partnership, and it's like you continue to teach everyone, and that's what Bigger Than My Block does. I mean, when you guys giving these people the reviews and stuff, they're going to also tell generations after them or their peers, like, oh, go to this website and you could learn more about this college, or like be able to learn more about somebody's story from your neighborhood, and know that you could also get up there and make it. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I'm thinking, we the elections. I don't want to really go into it that much, but I do want to talk a little bit about it because we're in the Trump era, and I'm not really. I want to have some type of optimism for this administration, but I mean, and I can say a lot of, especially Black and brown communities, we don't feel like they necessarily have our backs, and we're talking about education and all that stuff. What do you think the youth need? Like, if there was one thing you could tell them, what do you think the youth need from them in order to continue to strive? I know it's a hard question because it's like so many things, but I'm just I'm a little worried, and I don't want to be worried. I want to be optimistic because, we have 4 years. We can't be like, all depressed and stuff. So this is just like one thing. I don't know. What do you think the youth need more than ever?
I think the youth need. Well, first, let's say this, right? I'm a student of history.
Yes.
And that's something that I would love for our youth to do as well, to be able to say, I'm a student of history. Because if you look at our history, these times are not peculiar. These are not peculiar times.
Yeah.
This is quite normal.
No, it is. It's
in
like
America.
It's been going on for a while, yeah.
I fear nothing. I don't fear Trump.
I love that.
I don't fear Obama, because at the end of the day, let's be real, I love Obama. Oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
I call him Bam Bam for short. It really hurt on the last day. I definitely cried.
But it was the worst breakup ever.
He was still a leader of an imperialist country.
No, that's true.
At the end of the day, you know what I mean? America's not for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you brought us here as slaves, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and the effects of slavery are still on us right now. Like, we are not far removed from slavery.
Yeah.
Right? So when people tell me, I'm like, well, I mean, this is how America was before. And of course, as someone, I'm young as well. So as a young person, it seems that way because in my life, the only person I really enjoyed and the only thing I really knew to be a president was Obama,
which is
and
great.
Bush, but I was a little young. I was still playing the playground then. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? So of course, in my short lifetime, I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. But again, I'm a student of history, and my history has shown me that, America has been a racist country. America has been an imperialist country. America has done so many, problematic things to our people. And continue to do it today. So what I would tell every young person is to be a student of history, learn who you are, because, I hate to be cliche, but you don't know where you're going unless you know who you are and where you come from.
You are so real about that, because, it might be embarrassing to say, but I'm not that embarrassed to say it now, but like, I'm learning more about my Black history now than I ever did when I was in school. But it's unfortunate because I learned about Baldwin and Audre Lorde and all these great leaders and stuff, and I'm like, how come when I was in school they didn't give us books like this? Because if they gave me books about people that I could relate to, people that I'm like, oh, I see myself in this person, I would have been even more confident. Like, I had to grow into that confidence, which we all do. Right. But I feel like that should even be part of the school curriculum. Like, we should. It's so biased. Like, it really but
think about that. Why would they give you those things? Why would they tell you that there's a Black literary canon?
Yeah.
Why would they tell you that? To disempower you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if more of our young people and more Black people in general knew who they were, it would be a problem for white supremacy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like it was built like that.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. It was definitely built against us. So I think, again, something that I always try to, give to a young person is to understand who they are before anything else. Anybody can tell you anything else other than this, but the first step is understanding who you are, because when you find out that you have so much power in you have so much power in your melanin, you are beautiful, and you have that pride in yourself. Who's gonna be against you? No one could
put you down. You on a whole nother level.
Yes. Right. And from there, and from that vantage point, you can succeed in other things. Yeah. But first, you must know who you are.
No, that's true. And I think about Malcolm X and everything, and how when he started reading more and learning a lot about history and how empowered he became. That's just an example. There's so many more people that have done it. But I really love, especially, and I know I'm continuing to give you these compliments, but I do love that you are so involved with all that. You're involved with us dark skins, so many different organizations and things you're part of that is continuing to give people that confidence and building them up and letting them know that you matter, that you're beautiful. Absolutely. All the writings that you do, you're I love that you do that. And I want to talk a little bit about stuff that you guys do in the community, because I know Bigger Than My Block is more than the reviews and all that. Absolutely. But I've seen that you guys go out in the community and you help clean and do all sorts of things. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So each person on Bigger Than My Block's team, ambassadorship, has valuable skills that they bring to the table. So me as a social activist, as a social media marketer, and someone else who does Renee Omalite, who's program coordinator. We have Jasmine, who does the community cleanup. So we all bring an array of different things that we all collaborate on. But the number one thing that we do is we get ourselves into Boston Public Schools, and we make sure that we get students signed up for the website, and also make it. There are actually some schools, I think Academy of the Pacific Rim in Hyde Park for one, who uses the school itself, guidance counselors themselves use Bigger Than My Block as a resource with their students. So it's not just us running around and we actually try to leave an impact on the school so that when we're not in the room, Bigger Than My Block still has a space in that place.
But that's what you're saying. Each one teach one. Exactly. So if you give people the resources and everything, then they're gonna be like, all right, well, we can use this, and empower our students, and that's awesome. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So I love that everyone has a skill that they brought into the team. That's what makes you guys so epic, so strong.
And one event that I love that we did is we had a debate on question 2.
Question 2.
The charter school versus public school.
And that was intense.
It was an intense
debate. It was an intense moment, especially in Boston. There was so many people standing out all the time. And I loved it because I was like, this is good that people are fighting for this. So and I saw that on Instagram. So I'm sorry to cut you off.
No problem. We had Boston leader Monica Cannon come in and talk to people about the voting process. But we had a fiery debate. We had young people come from all over the community, and it was fiery. We was screaming back and forth, and that's what I love about Bigger Than My Block. It's so authentic and it's so real. You're not curated to be fake. We were curated to be representatives of young people in the community and exemplifying excellence in the community. So again, it was a fiery debate, and everybody had their own opinions. Everybody voted for who they wanted, and public schools won, and that's great. We celebrated that. Like everybody on our council had different ideas, and instead of us saying, all right, this is our stance, we said, let's bring the community together and let's talk about
let's
this.
have a conversation. Because most of the times, especially with so many things in this life, people are uncomfortable to get into that space and have those conversations. So it's good, especially that you got the youth involved, because I even like following you guys on like social media, I like that you guys said even if you're not eligible to vote, like if too young or whatever, your voice still matters.
Absolutely.
And I love that you said that, because I can imagine being like 16, 15 or whatever, and you're just like, oh well, I don't really have much to say, and it's not like I could change anything, but you can. We all are here for a reason, so I love that.
If you are born in the United States of America, you have a say in everything we do, because you are state property.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you're not eligible to vote or not. Yeah. There are so many of our brothers and sisters. There are so many people who are incarcerated. I mean, America has the most incarceration rate on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's so many people who have lost that right to vote. So young people, if you could influence someone who decides that they don't want to vote to put in that ballot on your behalf, then you've won, essentially. You know what I'm saying? So this whole idea that, oh, we don't have a say, actually you do have a say. And what young people do and how they act makes an impact in the lives of other people. Like, who says that adults are smarter than, there are some adults who don't care about the election. There are plenty of people that didn't vote.
Yeah, there was a lot, and I could tell, because it was kind of like a reality show, and it was a lot, like, it was very intense. It was just like, it made people very uncomfortable. I remember here on Fahrenheit TV, we had like a little debate where we were talking about all the questions and everything, and it was like a up and down type of thing. So I can imagine why a lot of people didn't want to vote or didn't vote, like as we seen in the results. So I'm glad that you guys had those. And are you planning to do more of those type of meetings to like open it up to people to come and have these conversations?
Absolutely. Definitely stay tuned on our social media and our website. We have lots coming this year. This year, 2017 is going to be big, and for everybody, right? Not just for us, but for everybody. And that's the good part about Bigger Than My Block, is that we're very collective. So when you win, we all win. We have this idea that you think win-win. So when you win, we win, because we're able to support you, and people will support us for supporting you. And again, that chain reaction of support goes around.
That's awesome. And so I love that we're talking about, supporting you and, motivating people, because I don't know about you, but, in the beginning of the year, I wasn't as like I was excited about life, of course, like, I'm breathing, thank God, it's a blessing, but I didn't feel as motivated to do things. And I was like, you know what, I feel like I need to change that. Like, we need to like write some goals, you know what I mean? Right. So after the break, guys, we're gonna go and we're gonna get you a vision board to get you excited about life and, get you motivated, because, just because it's January 28th doesn't mean it's too late to start. You can start anytime. So after the break, stay tuned. We're gonna create an epic vision board. Get involved! Visit Bigger Than My Blog's website now to find out how you can be part of the BTMB movement. Write a college review, see their list of resources, and learn about how you can get involved in your own community. Be big, be brave, be bold, be bigger than your block. Learn more by visiting www.btmb.org. Hi everyone, thank you so much for still tuning in with us. Me and my girl Adebukola are going to create an extraordinary vision board for you, because I don't know about you, but the new year I wasn't feeling as motivated, and it could have been probably because of the election, of things going on in this world, so much stress, and it could be a little bit of, it could bring anxiety, like it could be excitement for the new year, or it could bring anxiety, like there could be so many emotions. But FAIR is all about that optimism, and I didn't want to I didn't want to kill my soul. I wanted to uplift my soul. Right. And I thought, what better way for us to do that than create a vision board together? Because Bigger Than My Blog does that for all of our youth in Boston, and people who are contributing every day and building it up. So let's be bigger than our block and create a vision board. So we're gonna take a minute or whatever, write some things down, and we'll talk about it, add more stuff. So join us. tell people that it's never too late. Like, you could do this any time of year. It could be April 23rd. It could be December 1st.
Right.
Any day. Like, as long as you start, I think that's the most important thing. So that's awesome. And you know, Fahrenheit TV, if you want, you could even take a piece of paper right now with a pen, a marker, and just start, writing your goals right now. Again, it's never too late. It's the last weekend in January. Why not start February fresh? You know what I mean? This is like a good little challenge. Like, in a few minutes, what can you put on the board?
Right. This is cool.
Awesome.
I don't think I've ever done anything quite like this. So this is really
awesome.
dope. Yep.
All right, so do you want to start?
Sure.
Okay.
So,
this looks really beautiful, and I love that you input the gold because it's your golden year.
It sure
girl.
is.
She just celebrated her birthday this week. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate you
course.
celebrating my birthday with me. And I think it's so important because the golden year, a lot of people actually don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's the you turn the age of the number of your birthday. So
Yep.
I turned 23 on the 23rd of January,
Yep.
which makes me an
Whoop,
Aquarius.
whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Carson House.
And this year I definitely want to eat right. That's like the number one thing.
Yeah.
I'm not, afraid to say I weigh 190 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you look good, great.
Thank
you.
you.
Look good,
Thank
girl.
you very much.
You look really, really good.
Thank you.
Yes.
But it's really important that I lose weight, right? So I can do so many things, and I don't have to like run up the stairs and feel like I just ran a marathon. You know,
Yeah.
like. I may not look. I think a lot of people think that you're unhealthy when you're overweight.
Yeah,
or
and
when
that's not
you're
the case.
fat,
Yeah, you just
right?
want to
Like,
be fit. You want to be
exactly.
able to, keep going because you are so
Exactly.
busy that you need to keep going.
I
Yeah.
sure do.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much a stigma around being fat, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, actually, you could be unhealthy and not be what
Yeah, and
society
that's the
calls
thing.
fat.
That's because
so.
of society and all the
Right.
images they give us. Like, and if it's fat with a PH, girl, you look good. all
Right.
Or a guy, you look good. Okay. But you have to embrace the cushion. The
Right.
cushion is good. So I'm
Right.
glad that you put there. I want to eat right too, and it's good because especially I know in Boston we had some communities that didn't have like a lot of healthy food. They call them
Right.
food deserts.
Yep.
So this year is good if you decide to eat right, eat some more vegetables, whatever fits your diet or whatever. But make sure you're eating right and you're taking care of it
Absolutely.
because food is supposed to make you happy.
Yes,
So,
it sure is.
That's awesome.
And then this year is all about peace, power, life,
Yes.
changing the game. I think
Yes.
for me, it's come to a point where I need to elevate the things that I'm doing even more.
Yeah.
And I have so many goals for myself.
Be
and
big,
things
be
like-
brave,
be bold. Like
yes.
it's just, I'm just like, as a brand ambassador for this awesome organization, it's like you have to embody this. This is not for fun.
Yeah.
We don't just hire people just to go out in the community and talk about it. Like, you have to really embody this, believe it, and be an example of it. So I think that I'm motivated every day knowing that I'm a part of an organization that expects me to be excellent. Like, excellence is the new minimum.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of our mentors would say. His name
I
is
like
Robert
that.
Lewis. He's runs the base, and it's just something that
Is he part of the Lewis Foundation, or is that just his name, Robert Lewis?
Robert Lewis
Yeah.
is basically the director of the base.
Oh, awesome,
yeah,
awesome,
so
awesome.
I have
Hi,
to.
Robert.
Hey,
How you
Robert.
doing?
So it's really important that in everything that I do, that I exemplify excellence because of the people that I'm surrounded by. They're holding me to a high standard. So every
Yeah.
day I
You
get
gotta
up in the
deliver.
morning, right?
Yeah.
I'm just hungry for that success, and not only that, but to build Black legacy. I think that
Yes.
and I always
I
tell
love
this
that
to
you
young
said you're a
people.
historian too. That really made my heart happy.
Yeah, so one thing I learned about young people is that they don't understand that everything they do in life matters because essentially what they're doing is building legacy.
Yeah,
you think
it
about
is.
Harvard and all these Ivy Leagues, they're great not just because they have all these brilliant people going to them.
Yeah.
It's because they have a legacy,
Yeah.
right, of so many important people that have went there. So my thing is that if I
Each
die
one, each
today,
one.
what did I leave behind? So it's important that in all the things that I'm doing and all the success that I have, I have to share that with the next person. I have to share that specifically with younger people
Yeah.
so that my legacy can live on without me being here. It's like a transfer of energy, so it's so important.
No, I love it. No, I'm like hailing you, not
Thank
telling you
you.
to stop like that. No, but it's great because especially, I don't know, sometimes especially in our social media age, people could be selfish with their talents in some ways. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's great that you're saying, no, let me share this. Let me be something big. And I love that you're yearning for that. That's your hustle every day to be, you know, bigger and better, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I don't see why that shouldn't be everybody's hustle. But I also added joy. I think that I've been through so much in my life, and I'm always moving back and forth and traveling, and sometimes it's a
take a moment.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a killjoy to travel and do positive things.
Yeah,
it really is.
It's
It's just
awesome.
like, I just want to hang out and chill, eat, and do nothing else. But it's just like, it's so hard running from place to place and doing all these things. So I'm just trying to find joy in everything that I do. And that's why I'm so thankful for you for, you know, celebrating my birthday. Like, you told me you didn't have to do that.
Your birthday is your personal holiday in my eyes.
Yeah, amen.
So
say that again.
You have to celebrate. You have to go hard.
Yes.
At any age. I'm going to be 75 still going in.
Yes,
like, trying to drop it low. But like, trying. But it's
so
necessary.
silly.
But I'm glad that you said joy, because we do need that. And especially with everything going on.
Right.
Like, we need to take that time, that me time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
all in gold, all in gold. Do you feel, especially, I love that you wrote peace, because, you know, we've been seeing all the protests and stuff, like the Women's March happened last weekend, which was epic. A lot of great things that happened, you know, Black Lives Matter, all that stuff. I'm glad that you put peace, because I don't think, sometimes I know it's not in the conversation. Sometimes when I'm like seeing it on, and I don't really watch the news anymore, because I don't feel like don't really care about us. It's really more for profit, but also because like I just don't see that word being used that much unless it's like to benefit them. So I'm glad that you wrote peace, because I feel like people need to make sure that that's the end goal for us to get to peace, so we can be equal. So I'm glad that you put that there.
Absolutely, and peace is a greeting, right? So it's the word that I use to everybody, when I email them, when I tell them like, peace, how are you? And I think it's so important to address each other that way. You know, I traveled the South, all over the South while I was in college, and it was a culture shock for me, because people were so, like, you know, Southern hospitality?
Yeah,
it's real.
It's
like,
real.
People were so
It's
kind
really
to
real.
me. People gave me hugs. Like,
And
it was so
weird.
different. It is.
Like,
I'm
in
like,
Boston, you just be like,
right,
why
girls
are you
be
so
like,
close to
who are
me?
you? You be on the red line, that girl's just like, ugh, don't look at me. And it's just, so I always try to make sure that, you know, I say peace to everybody and expect it back from me. I'm like, I said peace.
Yeah,
did you
I'm
see
here.
me? Like, I think it's so important to hold our young people accountable, to recognize each other. So every time I'm in the street and I see a young sister or a young brother, I make sure I greet them in peace, and I expect the same from them. So if they don't give it back to me, I stop them and everything they're doing. I'm like, sir, with the Dre B headphones, I said peace to you. You know what I mean? It's so important for us to hold them accountable, because I learned that living in the city and so fast paced and people are always in the move, that's unhealthy.
It's unhealthy, and we don't really have
is.
the chance to really like have that interpersonal communication. I mean, even with like the gadgets we have, we're always in our phones. Like every time I'm on the train, I notice that, and I'm guilty of it too. But I listen to music. I listen to music because I need it for my soul. But I always notice like I'm like be people watching. I'm like, wow, everyone's on their phone, or someone's like no one's paying attention, having conversations or anything. You know, we need more of that. So I'm glad that you greet people like that, and I try to do a little bit of that too. Like when I'm greeting people, I'm like, hey king, hey queen, like, because that's how I want to see people in my eyes. Like you know, all of our greatness, like that's who we are.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad that you put that.
Thank
Building
you.
Black legacy. Yes, bigger than your block. So I have a lot of the similar things that you have. So I think one thing, especially to go towards our like goals, is to eliminate self-doubt, because I feel like self-doubt kills. Like if you have that, then you're definitely not going to be motivated to do anything. And it's only impossible if you think that way. So I think like changing your mentality and all of that stuff could, you know, eliminate self-doubt. You can do anything that you put your mind to.
Absolutely. It eliminates that fear, and fear is essentially not real.
It's not.
Fear is like is this spirit that haunts you, right? That you can get kicked in the butt a little bit, but
like,
people forget that they can kick it in the butt and then just let it linger on, and it's just like, no, kick it in the butt because you don't need it. It's not real. It's like the boogeyman. You know when you ever see the boogeyman, but you grew up and like, that wasn't even real. Fear is the same concept. So it's just once people understand that and can combat that every day and work towards that, then it'll eliminate self-doubt. It'll eliminate self-hate and all the negative energy that comes your way.
Yeah, especially if the world is constantly throwing it at you. Like if you have that confidence, you're just like, you're basically like a beam. Like people can't even touch you. You're just like, you're just walking.
Yes.
Beam. You're just walking. And another thing that was really like similar to yours is I say breathe. I even have a tattoo of it, because I feel like it's just like we just have to take that time to just take a moment, breathe. Like especially if things get overwhelming, sometimes you just have to take a moment and be like, all right, if that's like taking a moment by just going outside, you know, having your time, you know, I wouldn't really say tweet it out or anything, but however you use it, however you use, you know, your skills or whatever to like get that negative energy from you do it. Like I always
Absolutely.
do 15-minute dance breaks. I do morning turn-ups because I just need to. I need to like.
Man, so you be doing the 15-minute workouts? Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Maybe not. I didn't get to the twerkout just yet, but
Okay.
you know, I've been getting there just to
Right.
get me uplifted. So I think taking a moment, breathe.
Right.
You're still here. You could make anything. And I put a lot of random stuff, but like peace came to mind when I put this black fist up.
Yes, I wanted
like,
that one, but you took it
yeah,
before
I know,
me. But it's okay.
Damn, I know. But yeah, like your voice matters, speaking up, and it doesn't mean like you have to go to a protest or anything if you don't feel comfortable with that. But like speaking up, like all the conversations you guys had for Bigger Than My Block,
Right.
with bringing people together, even if they have different views on issues, but speaking up about it because your voice does matter.
It does. It sure does.
So I'm glad that we're both on that. And I said laugh, like joy, laugh. I got Beyonce and Bruno here. That was the most epic performance I seen on Super Bowl. And that's no disrespect to Prince, because I do love Prince and I do love Michael Jackson.
R.I.P. That was stressful. 2016 was stressful.
It was, and
let's
that's
not even
why.
talk about it.
I
But
know. But that's why we're making this vision board, because we want, get you up there, get your soul uplifted.
Yeah.
So laugh more, and don't be afraid to reach out to people, because sometimes when you seclude yourself, then you feel alone and stuff. Like there's other people that might feel the same way as you do.
And you want to be able to use all the resources that are available to you when you reach out to people. Like that's another message I have for the young people. Use all of the resources that you have that are brought to you. Use them all.
Can you say that to the camera?
Yes,
so
please.
Right here's the red one. Yeah.
Please take advantage of all of the resources that are brought to you. It's so important as a young person. I see so many people struggle, and I'm like, well, you have BNN, or you have Fahrenheit TV, and you have all these different places that want to support you and get you to where you need to be. So take advantage of those. Reach out, ask for help. It's the #1 issue in our community.
Yeah.
Ask for help. Let people know.
Put your pride down.
Amen.
Everyone and no one made it just like making it. Like someone had to ask help. Someone had to, like you said, each one teach one. Someone had to connect somebody with something.
Right, and I think even this in the music industry and music things, that's something an industry that I've dibbled and dabbled in. And I think everybody has this idea that you can be independent, as if Chance the Rapper doesn't have a team, if you know what I'm saying, as if Frank Ocean doesn't have a team because they're independent. That doesn't mean they did it by themselves. That means that they just didn't do it with a label, and that's a success in and of itself. But young people need to understand, and all people need to understand, that you need help. You need a solid team. We're going to trust you. We're going to love you and bring you where you need to be. Like, again, holding yourself and other people accountable to your goals.
Yeah, and that's what really makes greatness. I mean, like, even the team we have here on Fahrenheit TV, without all of you guys and you, my guests, this wouldn't even be a possible show.
Right.
So I'm very thankful, and I'm also like making sure I keep that in mind. Like, it's a teamwork. It's not just you. You know what I mean? So I'm glad.
Me too.
And I said me time. I think, it's good to have me time. I feel like I'm both like a little bit of an introvert and an extrovert. So I like having my me time to just reflect. And sometimes I think we need to do that in this the times and everything. Yeah.
It's important. I'm the same way. I'm really unpredictable. Like sometimes I just want to turn up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me time is important.
Feeling. You just go with the vibe. Yeah.
And me time, I mean, could be just going to the bathroom and just like just
exactly.
doing your own little thing. You know what I mean? Like,
even if you have to talk to yourself, like they were doing in the show Insecure, like whatever you need to do. I love that show.
About Insecure.
We have to do another episode and talk about that.
We need a whole show on Insecure talking about
that
it.
Show. Yes.
Show is awesome.
So great.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you again, how do people get involved with Bigger Than My Block? Because I want to make sure people, would know the website and everything. So if you could talk directly to the camera, so we could, this camera right here.
Okay, so if you want to get involved with Bigger Than My Block, all you have to do, it's really simple. It's go to www.btmb.org. Again, btmb.org. You can find us on social media at Bigger Than My Block and on Twitter as BTMB Movement.
Awesome. So everyone, make sure that you go on that and be big, be brave, be bold.
Write a college review.
Yes, write a college review. I know so many friends that went to college. They could sell, in different places and stuff.
Absolutely.
So this would be great, especially, in the Boston area. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And how can we get in touch with you? Because outside of Bigger Than My Block, and I know I've said this a few times on the show, guys, but she does a lot. She's connected with so many. So how do people get in touch with you, to learn more about what you're doing? And, you could talk a little bit about the greatness that you're doing. This is you time. This is you time.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so
much. I do a lot of different things. I can't even think.
so many.
You know how people ask you, tell me about yourself at an interview, and you're just like, oh snap, I don't know anything about myself. That's happening right now. But if you want to get in contact with me, you can find me at BDY Consult. Again, BDY bdconsult@gmail.com. I'm building a media consulting business where I basically help different organizations in the community brand themselves. So as a social media marketer, my job on the BTNB team basically is to put out different visuals, create content, curate content, social media ads, just really connect with Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, all of those things. And make sure that, thank you very much.
Yes.
And just basically make sure that our brand is out there. And I also have a lot of different clients. So if anybody has any social media needs or needs branding consultations, you can feel free to reach out to me again at bdyconsult@gmail.com.
Well, thank you so much, Queen, for joining the show.
Thank
We're
you
so
for having
happy
me.
to have you and learn more about Bigger Than My Block. Again, guys, make sure you write a review, visit the website, and you could also visit FahrenheitTV.com to learn more about this organization and other things we have in store for you for the new year. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great weekend.
Peace.
And make sure to tune into our next episode next month, February 18th. Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching another episode of Fahrenheit TV. Be sure to tune into our next episode, Saturday, February 18th. This has been another Fahrenheit production. Whoop whoop!